So we finally got our first statement, seemingly from Adam Silver, about the change that's maybe going to happen going into next season. Holy crap, they beat you over the head with this social justice horse crap. It's in every facet of the game of NBA. When you look at the courts, when you look at the jerseys, interviews, everything. It's like you cannot get away from it. And, of course, it has alienated a lot of fans, even ones that support their cause, because sports is generally seen as escapism. It's not anything that we generally want to worry about. It's politics and social issues, but they've beaten you over the head with it, and that was something that they've been committed to way more in comparison to even the other sports leagues. But Adam Silver had finally started to discuss, this is game 4. I believe he was Rachel Nichols. He was having a conversation with her, a little interview, and they finally discussed this possible change. Now, I want to preface this by saying that it doesn't seem like openly. Now, behind closed doors, it can be another thing. You have owners like Mark Cuban, which is maybe the only one. Who knows, the others may not agree with him, who insists that the lower ratings have nothing to do with the social justice messaging. They think, or rather he thinks, that that's not the case. And I've covered many times on this channel how people that are, whether it be reporters or commentators, rather, players, are all under this sort of, like, they have the wool over their eyes. They think that attributes nothing to it, the lower ratings and stuff. And I guess they believe that everybody agrees with them that watches their game, agrees with those social politics being more so injected in the game. But moving forward, as here, you can see the interview where he talks about what's going to happen next season. And he says that they are still committed to standing for social justice and racial equality. But he says when it comes to how exactly that commitment is going to manifest, he says that's something that they're going to have to sit down with the players and discuss. You see, when I hear something like that, it, to me, seems as if, okay, even though he didn't explicitly say, well, yeah, it's due to our lower ratings, then again, would he ever do that? I don't think he's stupid. I think he notices that, okay, we are pushing people away from the game, so there's going to have to be something that happens regarding the coming together with the players, the league, owners, and what have you, to see if we can minimize this in certain aspects so we don't alienate our fans. Because what happens there is they hurt their own pockets, all of their own pockets. The players and everything. They might not see it now, collective bargaining agreements, all that stuff is all done. But it's going to come a time where the TV money got to renew. And if they aren't having that followership, why on earth would they make such a fat investment? Which, of course, when it comes to their revenue, is a big part. So if, they're not bringing in that viewership, that's going to take a hit at their paychecks. They don't feel it now. And I don't even think some of the players are even knowledgeable on that. But he also says, I would say in terms of the messages you see on the court in our jerseys, this was an extraordinary moment in time that we began these discussions with the players and what we all lived through this summer. My sense is there will be somewhat a return to normalcy. That's what he says, that those messages will largely be left to be delivered off the floor, which was what a lot of us asked for, right? Sure, LeBron James may say some very stupid things off the court, but when it comes to, if he does it on his own Twitter account, maybe stupid, still, people make stupid statements. They're free to do that. I've never been one of those guys that have been said, shut up and dribble. Absolutely not. Say whatever ballhead stuff you want to say. The problem is that when you have a sport per se that is that it really what it does is it brings together people that are on different sides of the political spectrum. You can go to a game, go to a sports bar or whatever, watch a game, and there'll be people cheering on this team that you can meet at that given moment. It's a beautiful thing, by the way, that may be completely different politically. That was the beauty of the game. So what happens is when you put this messaging all over the court, like not all of us are with this trash. You know what I'm saying? We don't support these organizations. We don't support some of these moronic ideas. If that stuff was left to the individual players to do that on their own individual time, not to say that you wouldn't hear people retaliate, of course you would. It just wouldn't be to the degree that they don't want to watch the game at all because they don't want to be reminded of that garbage. Says, continuing on, and this probably is the most important statement. I understand those people who are saying, I'm on your side, but I want to watch a basketball game. I think that in itself is him admitting that, okay, we probably did a little too much. And it's not even just people that agree with the politics. There are people that maybe agree with you generally, or like, that's not what I enjoyed this medium for. That's not what I enjoy this sport for. I just want to see the greatest athletes in the world, the greatest basketball players in the world compete. All that other stuff I don't want to see. So you can't watch the entire video in which he talks about some of this stuff. I don't know if they would flag me for it or anything. So I'm not gonna show it to you, but you can, of course, go check that out. This is I believe on the NBA Countdown deal where he talked about what was gonna happen going into the future. So I encourage you guys to go watch that. But my question to you is, do you think that it's too late? And this was a question that I proposed before as well. I was like, do you feel as if, and some of this is a perfect storm. I don't think it's just simply the messaging. It's also with the combination of this whole COVID garbage. And I think a lot of mediums, people are seeing that they can do without. They can do without. So the question then becomes, is it too late? Was it too late? Have people said that are walking away from this, how they did it for good? Now, I don't know. I think that's going to be yet to be determined. If anything, I will lean towards they can bounce back. It's the NBA after all. But they got to get back to what makes them great. But if they're going to sit here and plan to lecture us every time that we watch this sport, then of course there's going to be people that are going to be checking out.